What's up, everyone? I'm Size, and through the latest week, I've been able to play the latest and greatest in Halo gaming, Halo Infinite. For benchmark purposes, I was playing this on my PC, which contains an AMD Ryzen 5600X, as well as a NVIDIA RTX 3060 for any benchmarking purposes. The entire time, I had 60 FPS with VSync on, as well as the highest details enabled. But for those who don't know what Halo Infinite is the latest in what is probably my favorite game series of all time. And there is a lot to like about it. The gunplay feels just right for a Halo game, with a perfect balance between new and old that should please both those who've just joined and those who have been playing since the beginning. First, let's start off with the fact that this is just the multiplayer. The campaign will come later in December and be priced at its $59.99 price tag. But for now, the multiplayer is free to play, and that's pretty great. Now, with the multiplayer being free to play, you can get a lot more people to just jump in and try Halo out for the first time. And now that it's on more platforms than ever, the community has never felt larger. Let's dive into what this game's all about, the online multiplayer aspects. Halo Infinite has a great network infrastructure, meaning that there's very little lag in between matches, and everything feels fluid and on point. I don't really find myself finding, that shouldn't have hit, or wait, everyone's jumping around the screen. Everything just flows perfectly, with very little lag at all, if any. Or at least, none that I could notice anyways. I have been disconnected from a game or two, but it's only during the menus, not during the actual play. And it's happened very rarely when it's happened. The multiplayer options are basic but solid, offering game modes like Oddball, Capture the Flag, Slayer, and Capture the Zone. But its intro can leave something to be quite desired, as it is lacking a lot of the game modes that we've come to expect from Halo games in the past, most notably SWAT and Griffball for me. Also, the map count is pretty small. The regular modes only have 5 maps, while the big team battles, I believe, only have 4. Now, they're great maps, don't get me wrong, with one in particular that I really don't like, but that might be because I've never won a match on it, so take that with a grain of salt. There's just simply not enough variety in Halo Infinite, at its current standpoint, to really keep people invested for the slog that awaits them ahead. Which brings me to my next point, player customization. Player customization in this game is what we've come to expect from the likes of Halo 5, really leaning into this more of loot boxy, battle pass kind of way of getting your armaments. However, because it is free to play, it definitely focuses a lot more on purchasing nicer armors, which come at 1,000 Microsoft credits, or approximately $9.99. Which, to make a quick comment on that, I thought we left that behind in the Xbox 360 era. Not exactly glad to see that come back, considering that it truly is just 100 credits to $1. So it doesn't really make much sense to obfuscate the price like that when it's just pretty clear what the price is. The customization to start off with, you'll notice, is pretty lackluster. You get one armor suit and no variants on it. You have a handful of color palettes to pick from without being able to color specific armaments like you could before. This reminds me of the Destiny 2 shader debacle, but I suppose this is also just how the style of these games work nowadays. So I'll give it a pass for now, though I don't really like it. The armors that they've designed, however, to be unlocked later on do feel quite rewarding and do genuinely look cool when you unlock them and feel like a sense of accomplishment, because the grind, it's long. Every match, post the patch that they updated a few days after the launch of the game, now gives you 50 XP, which in the grand scheme of things isn't a lot. You'll be completing challenges in order to get more than that. Challenges like getting 5 kills with a battle rifle, or blowing up an enemy wraith in a big team battle. These are where you'll really try to level up with. However, even with them, the amount of XP that they offer is quite measly, and it makes it feel like just getting to the second level, you really have to commit yourself to this game. I'm not saying that it takes forever to get to the second level, but it takes more than just giving it a first try and seeing how your first couple matches go to feel the rush of leveling up, which may be a turnoff to a lot of players. This is something that 343 has addressed though, and have promised to make changes to make the grind feel less grindy, which I'm looking forward to, and I'm glad that they at least acknowledged it. Speaking of customization, it's really hard to talk about customization without talking about the Battle Pass. The Battle Pass is offered currently right now for 1,000 Microsoft credits or $9.99. which isn't a very bad price at all considering Valorant's similar battle pass costs the same amount. However, this battle pass is lasting till May, so you get 6 months of battle pass for $10, which I personally think is a great deal. The battle pass will allow you to have access to upgrade armaments that you wouldn't usually be allowed to. Usually, when you level up, you'll get a choice between two different types of rewards. One doesn't require the battle pass and will be what people without the battle pass will have to select, because the other option is what you get with a battle pass. This means that every single time you level up, if you don't have the battle pass, you're not going to get half the rewards. And considering how long it takes to get from one level to another, it's going to drag. Luckily, however, if you choose to play the game first, get a few levels, and then decide that maybe the battle pass is worth it for you, the battle pass will unlock all the rewards from the previous levels, so you won't miss out on anything if you decide to come back to it later. I'm also going to take a moment to recognize how great the animations in this game are. I mean, starting off the match, watching your teammates do these cool poses and then being shot into their head right before the action really gets it going. It makes you feel like an unstoppable force of nature. So kudos to 343 for really paying attention to the small details like that. Also, the small details of the moving parts and any of the prosthetic limbs you may choose to have for your Spartans look fantastic and are a great way to early on distinguish your Spartan. Now on to the weapons. Halo Infinite has a number of returning and brand new weapons. Actually, the majority of them feel brand new. Sure, you have staples like the assault rifle, the battle rifle, but even your magnum's changed to something called a sidekick now, which has a higher rate of fire but a lower rate of damage. Similar to the Halo 2 pistol, but not as egregiously off balance. Personally, I miss the punch that the original Magnum provided. Not only the Magnum from Halo 1, 3, or especially 4 was always a favorite of mine, but it still does just enough damage to still be useful in the gameplay, especially swapping to it instead of reloading. However, a lot of the new guns don't really make a lot of sense to me. Sure, there's some great new guns like what they've decided to do with the plasma rifle in this game, making it a triple shot instead of a continuous fire like it was in Halo 4, or a pistol form like it was in the original trilogy. However, the new guns just feel weird. They don't feel very good, except for the Commando. The Commando feels excellent. However, I question why they kept the battle rifle and the Commando, but not the DMR. I suppose that's replaced by a separate gun, which also feels like a marksman rifle, but I still miss the DMR. Other guns are also noticeably missing, like the concussion rifle and other high-powerful Covenant weapons. Forerunner weapons are also seeming to be missing, so I guess we're moving past that in this game. However, the Sentinel Beam returns, which is an odd addition, and with its low ammo count, I feel it kind of difficult to use in certain situations, and not just pick your trusty old battle rifle instead of it. That actually seems to be an ongoing thought with the meta of this game, at least early on. The BR and the Commando will get you a lot farther than any other gun in this game. Hopefully there's some balancing in the future that will make the power weapons actually more useful. Overall, this game does feel like the perfect gameplay loop for Halo. The guns feel solid, everything feels as responsive as any Halo game should. The movement options are better than Halo 2 and 3, but not as crazy and outlandish as what we had in Halo 5, where it really started to feel like a modern Call of Duty game more so than Halo, which is great. It gives people who've played Halo 4 and 5 something to like, and people who played the original Halo trilogy something to look forward to. I think this game truly will bring the two sides of the community together, and will probably be the best Halo that we've had. But it's going to come with time. 343 has made it clear that support for this game will last quite a long time, and that we should expect to see more maps and game modes releasing in the future. But unfortunately, as it stands right now, it does get boring quickly. It is a fun game, and most certainly has all of the things at the base level needed, but overall this release feels a little half-baked. And I'd love to see more support coming soon for it, but I have a feeling there are some bugs that need to be patched out first, and that XP grinding needs to be fixed as soon as possible. Otherwise, this game is just going to feel like a slog where you just keep repeating the same motions over and over again, getting no further. But if there is an upside, 343 is listening. They are watching, and they are trying their best to make the best Halo we've ever seen. So if you haven't tried it yet, give it a shot. It's free to play. What do you have to lose? It's Halo. These have been my opinions. This is Sias, signing off, and I'll see you in the next one. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video. Leave a comment down below for any other videos you'd like to see, or if you'd like to see some more Halo Infinite content in the future. Thanks again. See you next time.